Hello Darts Nutz and welcome to Darts Review channel. In this video I'm going to be having another look at a set from the Harrows 2020 range, and this is the Harrows Strix and this is the bulbous version, so let's check them out. This is the 23g model and the 90% tungsten, and the retail for £37.95. So as you can see, it comes in this cardboard packaging, and it's got the picture on the back of the two models, and obviously this is the bulbous one, and there's also a parallel. And inside you've got a Harrows hard plastic case, and the darts are fitted into a point protector, and they come supplied with the super grip carbon stems. They look as if they're maybe in between size, and you've got a set of the Harrows Strix Prime flights. Another nice design. So the darts are fitted with a black coated point, and it's your bulbous style barrel. You've got a kind of a teardrop shape, tapered nose, but then slightly thicker and then taper, and it's almost like a scallop around this section on the ray, and then it flares out again. But interesting feeling grip. It's kind of a wide grooved ring grip with slightly thin angled rings, but quite a mix of styles there. But it's got grip pretty much the full length of the barrel, so that's good. It's not as aggressive as you first think, but I'd probably say high medium. But on that scallop part there, it feels a little bit more grippy, so I'd say it's pretty much close to high level grip there. And also with it being a scallop, kind of acts like a grip in itself. But very interesting looking barrel. And on the end, it's even got a little bit of grip there, this black section. The rings above and below it feel quite edgy, so if you want to grip right on the end, you've got a little bit of grip there. But nice looking dart. And there's your super grip in between carbon stems, and the nice red and black Strix Harrows Prime flights. The darts fit with a black coated 25mm point. There's a tapered section at the front which is about 8.8mm, and then you've got a thicker section, and it's got the black titanium coating on most of that. That's 16.8mm. The old grip is a kind of a mix of rings and angled rings and widely spaced grooves, but as you get to the ray, it's a scalloped section and it gets a bit thinner. That's 16mm, and then there's a tapered section on the end of 8.4mm. Length is 50mm, width is 7.38mm. .07 grams. 23.07 grams again, and 23.08 grams, and the full setup is 24.83 grams. With nothing attached, the balance is towards the front, and with the supplied setup it moves slightly behind the centre point, and this is the balance with medium in between short nylon stems and standard flights. First look at the dart, it looks very aggressive, but it's only grippy if you put too much pressure on. But if you just hold it with normal pressure, it kind of feels just more like a slightly grippy ring grip, and most of the grip is coming from the width in between the rings. So overall I'd probably say 7.5, but the scallop is just maybe a little bit grippier, so maybe that's around about 8. Seems to be quite nicely balanced for me as a front gripper. I wasn't quite sure about this dart though, because I've tried darts with this kind of shape before, and sometimes they're a bit like weird through the air, but this one seems to be quite nice. Because I'm gripping right close to the nose as well, the point is just a little bit on the short side for me because my fingers are a little bit further forward, but ideally I probably should just grip it around that section, so I'll give that a little bit of a throw from there. Yeah, it feels quite nice from there. As a front gripper on that section there, feels that's a good spot for a front gripper. But the only reason I was gripping it close to the nose at first is just so I could have a proper front facing grip. But what I like about it is there's grip pretty much the full length of the barrel, even a little bit on the end, so something there for everyone. And the grippiness is coming more from the fact that the whatever you call them, the rings, weird kind of angle shaped rings, but I think it's more the fact that they're quite widely spaced. They're not like a sharp edgy feeling, so they're not sticking into your skin, but it is quite grippy. So I'm going to try it just on that middle section now. Kind of slopes a little bit towards the scallop on the ray. But for a front gripper, it's definitely nicely balanced. It's certainly not flying too bad from the middle, considering I'm not a natural middle gripper, but I think it's because of the weighted front that's flying nice from there. It may not be so good when I try it fully in the scallop, because I don't always get on with scallops. They often feel quite comfortable, but they don't always release easy enough for me. But surprising how it's flying quite nice for me. I was expecting, like I said, I was expecting it to go all over. And the reason why is sometimes these shape of darts, although I'm a front gripper, I think sometimes they're just fishtail because of the way they're weighted, but this one just seems to be just right. So I'll try the ray section now. Obviously on that ray section it's a little bit thinner, and it actually feels a little bit more grippy because it's in the scallop. But like I always say, scallops often feel quite comfortable for your fingers, but you've got to make sure you have a nice clean release. So, but I wasn't expecting to say this is a dart that could suit front, middle and rear grippers, but it just might. And if you like a fairly grippy dart, it's probably worth a look. But I'm quite happy with how it was flying from the front. Let's check out the ratings. It's not a bad looking dart, but kind of a busy look, so I'll give that 6. Grip, I'd say it's closer to high medium but almost high level, so 7.5. Weight match nearly perfect, so 9.5. Quality again very good from Harrows, nothing wrong with the machining or the coating, so 9.5. And £37.95, it's certainly not bad value, so I'll give that 8. So there you go, Harrows Strix, the bulbous version. Like I said, I wasn't really expecting it to be as nice as it is. I don't know, sometimes because I like to grip near the nose and the bulbous part is there, and sometimes if I don't get it flying through the air right, it kind of does all that, but it was actually flying quite nice, and especially from there, when I tried it from there, it's really nicely balanced there. So I would definitely save your front gripper, give it a try, and it's fairly grippy as well, so if you like a grippy dart, you'll be happy with that. But I was surprised that it flew so nice from the middle, because I'm kind of like on that little bit of a taper and then going into the scallop a little bit there, so I wasn't expecting it to fly so good from there. And from the rear, if you're a rear gripper that likes the scallop and a front weighted dart, again, give it a go, you'll probably like it. But overall, quite impressed with these darts, and I like them more than I was expecting to. And again, it's a nicely made dart from Harrows. I know some people say some of the darts are a little bit similar, but that happens with a lot of the brands. They come onto a formula and it kind of permeates through the range, but in some ways that's not a bad thing, because they've made some really nice darts in the last few years. So that's the end of the review. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and stick around for the gallery, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so, and I'll see you on the next video. Happy darting.